Charlie never wanted Erica to be CEO. It was contrary to everything he ever taught. And his own wife was not going to be the exception. His wife, on the contrary, should be the example. That is what he would want. I am a left-leaning, recovering evangelical, and even I can figure that out.
And now I have to be the sole provider for my children.
That comment upset most people because she was already a multimillionaire who was now raking in tens of millions of dollars, donations to her personally, and she never needed to work another day in her life. Especially triggering to those people who knew that Charlie was all about providing for his wife so she could stay home.
You should release that burden from your wife.
And now I have to be the sole provider for my children.
It's just so whiny, and it's like she's shifting blame for her decision. She could have come out and said, this is what I want to do.
Earning enough money where the wife or the mom does not have to work. Mm-hmm. And if the man is incapable of doing that, well, then figure it out. Become a man.
They leave the metaphorical pants on the ground. And so the women come in and put those pants on. They feel like I have to be this role. I have to play this role. And I need to be the provider.
And now I have to be the sole provider for my children.
He equated being able to provide for your wife to stay home with manhood. And when she said that, she emasculated him. I cannot emphasize enough what an insult this was to the core of Charlie Kirk's being.
Women can make very good mothers with almost no, training.
As a woman, you were made to be a mother.
But she's decided there's a higher calling, and that's turning point.
A mother that is there, that's not half there, but fully there. And their heart is not just in work. I mean, I do work, but there's a difference.
Oh, the difference is that it's her.
You work for those few hours, but you're home fully for your kids.
Just forget all that. Charlie died. Turning point is more important. She's actually said this on more than one occasion.
I would take that world in a heartbeat.
Blatant lie, because she could.
Always.
And she's not.
But you know what?
Anytime somebody says but, what they said before doesn't matter. Even though many times they've said publicly the order of priorities should be God, spouse, and then children. Turning point was nowhere on that list. When Charlie was first shot, I didn't know who Erica was, but I was really concerned for her and two very young children. They were 1 and 3 years old? And then when she stepped into this role, I thought how sad it was, really without judgment, just that it was sad that these kids had basically now lost two parents.
There was never any daylight between Charlie and I, and his mission.
It's her mission. We get it. He said this in at least 2 interviews that Charlie set this whole thing up so that Turning Point would not be dependent on one person, but that it would be vision-led.
So, but what I have built will one day, if I'm not around, be vision-led.
Someone who understands the vision and can help fulfill that purpose.
If I'm not around.
This catches my attention that she claims he said, if I'm not around. Why wouldn't it be when I'm not around?
If I'm not around, be vision-led.
Remember when he said, home needs you? Because she has a sick mother. Her mother is dying. So not only forget the kids, forget her mom. She wants us to believe that Charlie said, home needs you. And that's why she wasn't there on the first day of this huge kickoff tour where she says he was so excited the night before he couldn't sleep. He had done this hundreds of times before. We now know it was anxiety that was keeping him up.
He had made mention at the end.
Made mention at the end. She normally doesn't talk like that, so it sounds rehearsed. These aren't little things. It sounds nitpicky, but these are not little things.
Erica will do a great job running it. And when I watched that video this week.
Turning Point is also trying to convince us that Charlie said Erica would make a great president one day. The plan was always that Charlie would become president. There's no reason he would say that, especially when her focus is supposed to be on their children. Frank Turek is the one who pushes these ideas. Frank is creepy.
I just spoke to Erica last night, and isn't it amazing that she sees her husband brutally murdered and she doesn't start a riot. She doesn't start a protest. She doesn't somehow try and tear down other people or tear down the government. What she does is she starts a series of worship services because she knows eternity is more important than anything
They've only released the audio. Candace, of course, asked Turning Point to release it, asked Blake Neff to release it, and he went psycho. He's melting down big time. And the audio's dodgy. That's how stupid they think we are. I'm tired of that. I think this whole case was just the final straw for me of just this whole administration. Just lies and lies. And with Turning Point, it's blatant spiritual manipulation, and I can't sit back as they pursue the kids of this nation. And of course, there was this plan that they made that Charlie thought, she would do.
We will be homeschooling, especially in the beginning.
Then they bring Caroline Leavitt into this event. No way would Charlie have approved this. Ironically, he supported her in her congressional runs. She stole money from, by the way, allegedly. There was official action taken in response. When Tucker Carlson tweeted just that one sentence about praying that the spell be broken, Caroline Leavitt to me comes across like somebody that is under a spell. Her behavior is just bizarre. She is, in fact, sacrificing her marriage and her child. Her baby was only a week old when she went back to work. But listen to her.
My husband and my son come above anything else. Long days, Monday through Friday, and then sometimes Saturdays and Sundays are crazy too, depending on what's happening in the news and what the president has going on in his schedule. And
Memories are so much more important than an added paycheck.
I'm going to slow that down because her tone is almost mocking. And the phrase an added paycheck, like she just presumes any woman that works is just like contributing to bonus money.
Paycheck. Women have it so mixed up.
It's an imbalance of nature.
ultimately, it's just about that balance.
There is no such thing as balance. That is such a myth. It's about a mother being there that is there.
Would tell all the women in the audience tonight, you can do both. You absolutely can.
Her husband is a multimillionaire. Undoubtedly, they have help, if not full-time, around-the-clock help. And her mother, she talks about her mother being available and helping. To present this to young women, like they can do it, it's possible. If you have a multimillionaire husband and a mom who's dedicated her life to raising your son.
I've been so blessed to join him all around the world.
Of course, she means Trump, not her husband. And she leaves her son for long, extended periods of time. He's not even 2.
Flew around the globe last year when we went to Asia. South Korea and Malaysia and Japan and all of these amazing places has been a real.
Take note of the fact that Caroline is exhibiting this same mentality, that there is a higher purpose, something that should be considered a priority over raising their children. For Erica to contradict literally everything she has said in this area and to blatantly go against what Charlie was firm on. He did not stutter.
Half of the day doing one thing, I missed out half of that time with being with the kids.
For Caroline to be there and contradict what every man in that organization believes is bizarre.
Monday mornings, I'm the most chipper and ready to go because I had that weekend family time with my baby and my husband.
She makes it about her and what she needs, what makes her feel good. Erica does the same thing.
What I care about what my daughter says about me and her running up into my arms and loving on me. That's what I care about.
I tell young women, you can and you should do both because actually being a mom and having a family and having a job, it gives you the greatest perspective.
What benefits her. Should is a shame word. So it's like you should do this. And if you don't, you're lacking. You're falling short.
You can have the hardest, worst, most stressful day at your job, but when you go home to a beautiful baby and children who are just happy to see you no matter what, it is the most refreshing, beautiful thing, and it gives you the best perspective on life.
Or just get a puppy. Start with a puppy. Puppies are a great break-in for having children.
Women have it so mixed up.
There's nothing wrong with being a mother.
Again, her look there, I'm not going to slow it down, but her look there, I think she's possessed. I do. I think there is something that has taken her over because these looks that come through, not right. And again, there's that little bit of a mocking tone.
Be that person that stays at the office later than your boss every single day. Be that person that shows up first. People notice the hustlers. You want to be that person who shows up relentlessly every day with a positive attitude.
He would even give advice saying, if they can't hire you because they don't have the funds to do so, tell them that you'll work for free.
A great team and staff who will take some of the weekend trips to Mar-a-Lago.
Many women my age seem to be moving in the opposite direction regarding marriage and career. What do you think needs to change to make the messaging more compelling to women my generation?
That's a good question, Erica.
From the standpoint of telling them career versus family?
Yeah.
The study shows that married women with kids are the happiest. Why do you think that is? I mean, it's just nature.
When I met Charlie and we had our babies, I was in it.
Being a wife and being with my kids. And that was my priority. That was everything to me. I don't think there's a one size fits all. There's single mothers out there. There's people that have different circumstances. If you do have a husband that's supportive and you are blessed to be a stay-at-home mom, that's just as much of a massive role and a job as being a CEO of a Fortune 500 company.
I mean, just becoming a CEO of a shoe company is not going to give you happiness.
Women have it so mixed up. Raising your children is the most precious blessing that you could have. Husband has to be the one that goes out into the world and builds and battles and comes home.
Conquers.
I literally won the jackpot with my husband.
Feel guilt, or do you ever deal with guilt when Erica gets hate? No, I don't.